Pat always has to work that little 10-15% harder for his points.
Advantage Sampras.
This is the first deuce of the match. It's an indication of the service domination in the first set.
Deuce.
Bit surprising that. 11 unforced errors by Sampras in the match. And 8 by Rafter. Sounded like another string gone. He sometimes needs a sort of conveyor belt, doesn't he, coming round with rackets on it.
I can remember one year at the Australian Open, Paul Annacone ran a marathon to and from the stringers getting rackets done. Pete had a particularly long match. He's doing a lot of riding there. I'm not sure, taking statistics, although you can get those from the media centre. They print all the match statistics after every match.
Bad luck.
Advantage Sampras. Let's part5.
Lovely touch. Killed the pace.
First game, second set.
It has a sort of, I don't know, sort of cold, efficient quality about it, this match. They sort of tend to negate each other's best qualities.
Well, they are playing. Sampras has adopted a similar style to Rafter, and I guess some of the best matches that you'll see this morning, a very good match, Moya versus Philippoussis, a contrast in styles. But Sampras very keen to get to the net, trying to tie up Rafter on return. So the first 12 games was almost like two boxers testing each other out, but I felt the tiebreaker and this first game, there's been a lot more returns made, and I think as the match goes on, that will be the pattern of play. I was just looking at Pete going to a little light refreshment. I was just looking at Annacone writing notes, and it struck me that it must have been, it's credit to Pete the way he continued and played. There's Paul Annacone there after the death of Tim Gullicks, and this man, Paul Annacone, they were big shoes to fill. And you have to give him some credit too for the way that he has managed himself and slid in there as the coach of Pete Sampras without creating any turmoil. And it's hard to know what you would say to Pete in terms of coaching, but he's definitely an invaluable member of the support crew.
Absolutely. Just before this US Open, Pete went down to Long Island, where I think Paul has a home, and Tim Henman went as well. They played a bit of golf, relaxed, you know, got mentally ready for this event. Not a bad idea. Very different walk they have on court as well. Pete's is almost deferential, head always down. Pat Rafter walks around very proud, as though he owns the court. I like his presence on court. He's serving here at love 1.
It's interesting you say that. Both men are listed as 6'1". When you're standing next to Pat Rafter, he does seem a lot taller. When you're standing next to Pete Sampras, you always feel as though you're eye to eye with him.
Love. 40 love.
Tough day, Super Saturday. This is one of, I think, the only Grand Slam ever where you have to back up for a final after playing your semi-final a day before.
Game rafter.
These guys have drawn the short straw. If they play a long 5-set match here this afternoon, they haven't got a lot of time to get back up for tomorrow's match. Of course, Wimbledon, the Australian Open, the other majors, they give you that day's break. The men's semis on the Friday, give you a day to recover, regroup.
Yep. You could feel that coming. Very good thinking by Sampras.
Well, Rafter trying to get to the net. Sampras just holding. You could see Rafter leaning to the right.
That's a shot he normally plays very well. Cuts across it a bit, but he directed that one badly. Still a bit of wind down there on the court. Yes, well played. Off a rather awkward position.
15-13.
Yes, the chip was high. Sampras not overly aggressive. And Rafter holding his ground. Seems to be his favoured side to pass cross court. It's unusual. It's a real jab. He doesn't let the racket head go through the ball at all.
That was a little careless. I think he was surprised that Rafter got it back as well as he did. And here are 2 break points.
Yes, you have to think here that he possibly thinks the ball's going out. Lazy preparation.
Haven't had any of these in this match, except for the tie break. Couldn't help make it. Well played, Pat Rafter. And there is the first break in this match. He is the one who takes the lead by 2 games to 1. It's open. And that would equal Jimmy Collins.
Love.
That's very well placed by Sampras. So precise.
40-15.
On this occasion, Sampras moving forward, not letting them up. Far easier to play the slice from chest height.
Game Rafter.
Good serve, miss-hit return. And Rafter underlines the break.
Rafter leads 3-1.
Well, that's his double fault number 6. He has served 7 aces for the match, but you have to say he's not serving well today. He's at 36% first serves for the match.
15 all.
And I think Sampras is actually trying to overserve. I think he's searching for power. Rafter's returns are good, but they're not overly punishing. And I think Pete, if he just eased up a bit, relied on his rhythm and his accuracy.
30-15.
Yes, that last serve was more a type of serve you were indicating he should be doing more often. It was 107 miles an hour and very good rhythm to it. Yes, clever play. Persisting on the forehand side.
Well, this serve here, it's 121 miles an hour. Rafter guesses right. Limited backswing, just pushes through the ball. And he's starting to look a bit dangerous on the backhand when he's got a bit of time. He's gone cross-court on a few, changing the angle, drilling it down the line.
That was a good shot of Rafters, and Pete just embellished his volley a bit too much. Now then, here's a chance to break for the second time in this set.
Juice. Advantage Sampras.
Yeah, we've had that exact rally before. Very, very clever backhand cross-court, which Sampras had to hit up.
Well, how good is this? You can see that he's actually running backwards to make that, and he's just there with all the time in the world. Such a good mover. He just glides around the court.
Advantage Sampras.
They've both been pretty impeccable putting away the high volleys and most of the low ones too. Well, Rafter bent that, so the flight was a little bit unpredictable for Sampras.